The world champ is out there in the lineup, and he has a big battle on his hands. He's up against Mikey Wright. You'd like his chances. He's been performing very well, but you just don't know what Mikey Wright could pull out. He has obviously a wild hairdo, but he also has some big turn.
I'm in the moment.
Well,
but I mean, look what happened. We had a pretty wild Parco heat. As we see, John Florence straight out of the behind the rocks, right into it.
Well, John looked totally aware of the danger Mikey Wright presents, didn't he, prior to this heat, Pete? He looked so focused before he paddled out.
He had to be. You know, I think that always a wild card can be a dangerous one, especially to world champs. We've seen it in the past. So John wanting to get that quick start, get that score on the board. Mikey Wright behind the rocks.
Wow.
Oh my. Oh my. What? Oh. Talk about dangerous wild cards. I can't wait for your mullet.
That was the best wave we've seen behind the rock.
For sure.
That was a solid wave.
Boys a little wide. John kind of bait Mikey to lose his priority, but he doesn't, and leaves it for John, who throws it out of the top, boys. Beautiful turn, but no wall.
The rubber band man just flinging everything at that first section, just contorting his body, rides out of it with ease. And it's a 3.17. But John now somewhat in control of where he wants to be.
That's the Kid Peligro stuff right there.
Pressure at the moment. Mikey Wright using priority here. Looking to back up that 8.5 opener, and he waited a long time for that wave.
Oh.
Maybe the pressure of coming up against the champ, getting to him there. He went down.
Yeah, that little stuff with the nose, although he might get a rebate.
Well, John let this wave go. Let's see what Mikey can do. So just a smooth cutback to get started. Hasn't really dug in just yet. Now starting to line up this inside bowl. Falling out of the lift, setting up the barrel, finding a bit of cover. Not particularly deep though. He only needs a 3.17 to get himself into the lead. And he's just chipping away at this one. Probably at this stage hoping just to really back up that first score and get himself into the lead, just to get that rotation happening. I don't think it's going to be a monster number, but it'll definitely get him that 3.17, Pete.
Yep.
And let's have another look at it and see just how major those turns on the inside were.
Well, I like how he starts off, nice big round turns. You know, this is kind of a flatter wave, but now finally gets steep. Smart by not getting that nose stuck again. That was a beautiful turn. That was the money turn on this wave. Here, unfortunately, didn't disappear from view, so that's not really going to be a barrel. But then finishing with this last turn here. Got the ski waiting for him, but this last turn. This last turn? No, this last turn. Oh, man. There it is. But that's going to be important, I think, right now, because it's going to give him the lead, like I said.
John Florence is chasing a 6.61. Set waves approaching. Florence has priority. Mikey's deep behind the rock, though, and having a look at this one. And he is going to tuck in here. He's super deep. Don't think he's going to find the exit. John uses his priority. Takes right away. And he's going to take to the air. A huge air reverse. Can't quite ride out of it. Just under 8 minutes to go here. And now Mikey Wright's going to get priority. John might get a second chance. He's swinging on this insider. Takes off in the foam. Let's see if he can get himself the lead. So a lot of second chances for both competitors with these last rides. One of the best barrel riders ever. Looks for the tube, doesn't really find too much cover, but he's going to get some opportunity to score well down the line here. Some big turns already thrown down. And always mixing it up. Here he goes, pop. And just gets a little tangled up. That transition, very difficult to ride down backwards.
So the barrel, no way Mikey was going to come from back there. And John going big. Look at the ground he covered. That's not ground. Look at the water he covered. And not able to get up. But I love the focus here that he was able to pick up his board, get it back underneath his belly, and then pick up that wave and actually give himself the opportunity. There's the air. You know, usually you can see him go for a grab, but not there. Look at the nose. Just taps the lip, and that back foot just never got back onto the board.
It just missed the tail pad and slipped off the side of his board. Here's the replay of the wave he picked up straight after. He was very quick to get in a position for this wave, Pete. I think he was aware there was something else behind that first ride.
Yeah, you know, and when you see it, and just the ability to get back up under your board and put yourself in position. And, you know, I just don't think it's quite enough in order to turn the heat. But, I mean, he had to get down the line already to kind of get the ski ride and get himself back up behind the rock.
He doesn't get the finish at the end here, but that combination of 3 turns was really solid. So that score went close. It's just dropped in, a 5.17, so not enough to turn the heat. And John's still after a 6.61, and he doesn't have priority.
He can create a score on anything. He might have a go right here, boys.
Here he goes, Florence with a nice looking little wall. Mikey let this one go. And John already letting go of some decent moves and sharpening up his equipment as he moves through to the inside, getting ready to release something special, stalling for the barrel here, and this wave is just reeling off so nicely. And John now goes to the rail once again, stalling, grabbing that wall, a medium-sized wave that could be converted into an excellent number. Expert tube riding, that feels much better than his previous ride. John Pizell likes it, his shaper.
There's Ross. He did look a little nervous, but I think he's much more relieved after that, because you know what, Mikey, you thought there was almost 2 waves in that set, and there wasn't. It was that one wave, and that, I believe, is going to be enough to turn this heat.
Last year, he's just as sharp and performing under pressure here.
Absolutely, and you know, the thing about this wave was it stayed somewhat vertical all the way through the bank. It never had those flat spots. And again, this barrel is a nice addition to this wave. And no, he wasn't super deep and anything like that, but it adds some variety to this, especially a turn like that where he really laid into it. I do feel that he's going to get the score and turn the heat.
This one's going to go right down to the wire. And Mikey's checking this wave out. It's starting to bowl up. Under the lip takeoff. Can he make it? Is he locked in this thing? I don't think so.
Nope.
And he has taken a fall on the takeoff. Tried to get right under the lip. John Florence now trying to make sure of it. Mikey takes off once again, but he's too deep. 5 seconds to go. Still no numbers for John's last ride.
Radical finish.
And John's coming in. Looks like he's paddling over to shake hands. Stand by. Waiting on scores to come through. 6.61 required for Florence. Mikey Wright, a good performance, but just couldn't get the job done in the end. There is the big score for John, the 7.9 that saw him move back into the lead. What an effort.
That was fun to watch. Really, really fun.
Epic. An epic battle. That's what you want from your wildcards.